So many people get to ask me, how do you start, or where do you start from when you want to start editing a video? Okay, so editing process for different kind of videos varies. So we have music videos, we have vlogs, we have short form content, and we have long form content. So in today's video, I am going to be showing you guys how to edit videos like a pro, and not just anyhow videos, short form content videos. When I say short form content, what do I mean? I mean IG reels, Facebook reels, YouTube shorts, TikTok videos, and the likes. Okay, so without much words, or without much more talking, so let's head ahead. I believe you guys understand how the CapCut app works. So the first thing first, tap on your new project bar, tap on this new project here. So once you tap on that, you can proceed to import the clip in which you want to start editing. You import the clip in which you want to start editing. Okay, let me look for a raw footage. Okay, so we are going to be working on this video. So you can see the resolution of the short form video, that's the 9:16. So you tap on your add button to add it on your timeline. So to be sure about the resolution, because once you import a clip to your CapCut workspace, it will just work with the resolution of the aspect ratio of the video. So you need to come down to the ratio button here to make sure it is on the 9:16 aspect ratio. So once you tap on it, then we can now proceed. Okay, so the first thing I always do when I start, or when I want to edit my video, is to remove the background noise. And how do I do that? Highlight your video, then come to the reduce noise option here and tap on it, then toggle on, of our last semester, then toggle on the audio. Okay, then toggle on the audio, the reduce noise button. So after that, what do we need to do? You need to watch the video for any lapses. Okay, for any lapses, like a break where the person gives break and probably made a mistake, to trim out unnecessary talks, okay, or unnecessary mistakes. So we'll just like preview the video, then we'll cut out unnecessary stuff. Let's see. At the beginning of our last semester, I had told my friend that I would love to get straight A's. Of course, that is aiming too high, right? But I intentionally set the bar that high for myself because I usually get swamped up with business that I forget that I am a student. But last semester, I took the necessary breaks that I needed from social media to get things done. Okay, so if you watch, you can see the ending part. So if we don't, so this is just a part of the video though, this is just a part of it. It's like three sections, but I just picked out this part so that we use. If you watch the video, there are no much mistakes. Okay, there are no much mistakes. So what do we do next, since there are no lapses to cut out? So the next thing we have to do is to break these videos into what? Partitions, to make it more interesting. So, and in these partitions we will be adding transitions and b-rolls. When I mean b-rolls, I mean images and stock videos that would help explain the point in which the person is trying, or the message in which the person is trying to pass across. Okay, so let's go through the video again. And okay, before that, before we proceed to that, let's color grade the whole video. Okay, let's color grade the whole video. And how do we do that? We need to highlight our video again, then scroll to the adjust button. So if you don't get the whole process, you can go over the video again and watch so that you understand. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video, and also turn on the notification bell. Okay, so once you tap on the adjust button, the first thing we need to do is to check for the brightness. So as you can see, the brightness of the video is okay, but if you still want to increase it a bit, we can just touch it up a bit. Then the next thing is the contrast. You can increase the contrast. So if you increase the contrast, you can see that everything is coming out clear. So we can just leave it at 26. Okay, then the next thing is the saturation. So this time around, we won't be increasing the saturation that much so that her face will not be like red, you get. So we can just leave the saturation at 4. Then the next thing we'll be working on is the highlight. So we drop the highlight to, let's say, -16. Then the shadow, we drop the shadow also to like -16. Then the temperature, to give the video this cool feeling, we reduce the temperature to like 26. Okay, so this is not like a standard for all kind of videos. You take a critical look at the video you are editing, then just play around with the degrees of which each of these effects will apply. Okay, so after that we can now proceed to what, so you can see the difference, you can see the difference. Okay, so if I hold it down, you see this is what the original clip look like. So if I leave it, you can see the difference. This was what the original clip looked like. So you can see that the whole thing is different from the original video. So we can now cut this video into parts. Okay, let's see.
At the beginning of our last semester, I had told my friend that I would love to get straight A's.
So from the tone of her voice, you can see that this place came down, the intonation came down. So we'll have to split this part. Then let's proceed. Let's see.
Of course, that is aiming too high, right?
So right, so that means it went up. That means we should be expecting something next. Then we cut this part also.
But I intentionally set the bar that high for myself.
For myself, we can cut this part also.
Because I usually get swamped up with business that I forget that I am a student.
Okay, so that I forget that I am a student, you can cut this part also.
But last semester, I took the necessary breaks that I needed.
Okay.
From social media to get things done.
So we can just leave it that way. Then the next thing we need to do is to add an in animation to our video. So adding this in animation will serve as what, a focus breaker. So this would help those watching to stop whatever they are doing to watch the video. So how do you do that? Once you've highlighted your clip, you come to this animation tool here. So once you tap on the animation tool, then you give it an in animation. So you can see this is the in animation. Then to make it more interesting, you can add a sound effect. Okay, so we can now come to our audio. Once you come to audio, you come to effect. So since it's transition we are working on, we come to the transition column. Then we look for, so for this kind of intros, it is the whoosh or the switch soundtrack that is okay. So you can see something like this or like this. So we'll pick the switch. Let's see.
At the beginning of our last semester,
Okay, so that's it.
At the beginning of our last semester, I had told my friend that I would love to get straight A's.
Then I want to show you guys another transition you can add. So this one is called the light effect. Okay, so and I normally use this glare tree. That's this one. That's what I normally use. Once you click on it, then the next thing we will look for is to add another sound effect. Then let's search for it. I believe my data connection is on. Okay, so we'll search for it. Camera shutter sound. Okay, so you pick it, then you make sure everything comes at the same time. Let's see.
Of course,
Okay, so there are a lot of other sounds you can try out. Let's see.
To get straight A's. Of course, that is aiming too high, right?
So another style you can do is the zooming in and the zooming out. So for this particular clip, we'll just use our key animation. You put the key animation here. See the key animation tool here. Okay, so once you come to the beginning, you can see, okay, sorry, so you can see there is a plus button here. So you tap on the plus button. So at this particular point, what do you want the clip to be doing? So at this particular point, we want the clip to zoom in. So we can just zoom in like this, so that before it gets to the ending, that is to this point, before it gets to this other point, you can see the red dot. You can see the red dot here. Before it gets to that point, it will go back to normal. So let's see.
Love to get straight A's. Of course, that is aiming too high, right?
So you can see it's giving it that zooming out effect. So the next transition we can add is the camera icon to give it this left feeling. Okay, so that everything will move to the left. Then you can still add sound effect of whoosh transition. So you can add this. Okay, let's see some other whoosh. Okay, so you can just add whoosh with echo. Let's see.
high right, but I intentionally
Okay,
to high right, but I intentionally set
so at this point you can just zoom it in a bit. Okay,
high right, but I intentionally set the bar that high for myself
then
because I usually get swamped up with business that I forget that I am a student.
so all these movements in the video help to keep the viewers attention. Okay, so that's why all these stuffs are necessary, because short form video editing has to do with the attention span of people. Okay, has to do with the attention span of people, and you have to be very very careful about this in order for you to enable people to watch your video to the end. So let's see.
But last semester I
Okay, so let's see this point. Okay, let me let's do it again. Let's see. Okay, let's pick this one and then come to the ending and pick it. Then we can now zoom in, so it will now be like this.
am a student. But last semester I took the
So
necessary
you can see it's
breaks that
giving
I
it that
needed.
it's giving it that zooming in feeling. Then we can still add some other transition. So you just have to be creative to make the whole thing entertaining. You have to be creative to make the whole video entertaining, so that those who are watching the video, all these movements would keep them engaged.
From social media to get things.
So the next thing we are going to be looking at is how to add b-rolls and all. Okay, this video is quite long, but please bear with me. I just want to do everything in one tutorial. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the notification button. So let's proceed. How do we do that? Let's go.
At the beginning of our last semester, I had told my friend that I would love to get straight A's.
So where she said straight A's, you can just come to your overlay, then pick, let's say, another image that depicts what you are trying to pass across. Okay, that depicts what you are trying to pass across. More like something of academics. Okay, like something of academics. So you can just pay attention to what she's saying, then go to Google, or I would share I'll drop the link to some free sites where you can get stock image and photos from. But aside that, let's proceed to the next thing, adding subtitles. So we'll tap on this text icon here. Once you tap on that, so to add the subtitles, we click on the auto caption images. Once you tap on auto caption, then you can now click on the start button. Okay, you click on the start button, then you give a few minutes or few seconds rather, depending on how strong your internet connection is. Then okay, our captions has been generated. You get, so this is how it is. So the next thing we are going to do is to start editing the captions. So we can shift the text to be at the chest level, because that's where it's supposed to be ideally. So the next thing we have to do is tap on the style, then the templates. Okay, so you can see different animation styles in which you can give your text on CapCut. Okay, so the new update introduced this one, and this is the one I love the most. Okay, so as I said earlier in the other video where I showed you guys how to add subtitles or captions to your video, you can you can manually subtitle your video by giving it your own style and feeling, but it would make it more stressful for you. But anyways, let's proceed. Let's see. So let's pick that one. So the next we want to do is to change the font. So, and this is the font I normally love to use. It's called Avenir Next. Okay, so that's it. You tap on it. Then the next thing we do is we come to style. So once you come to style, you use this one so that the text will have a black outline. Then you come to shadow, then give it a black shadow. Okay, if you tap on the black originally, it won't get selected, so you tap on this hash, then you can now change the color to black. So make sure you reduce this angle here, you reduce it to 0, then increase the blur and distance a bit. So after that, still on the style, we can come to canvas. So then select this one. So once you select it, you can now pick any color of your choice depending on the brand color. So you can reduce the corner radius, that's how you want the edges to be. So if you just be checking the edges of just be checking the edges of this square here. So once I increase it, you can see that it's very round, but once I bring it down, so it's ideally to leave it at 2. Okay, so still on the font or the style rather, you can bold and italize it, so to just give it some fancy look. So this kind of style works when you are subtitling the whole text manually, you get, so that everything will be coming out more beautiful. I will still do another video showing you guys the video in which I use that style for and how to go about that. But that for this video, we won't be using the canvas. Okay, so with that, our okay, let's see. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so let's see still here, then the font, let's see, let me come here. So let's redo the whole edit. The font, so the font, then let's give it the styling, the shadow, increase the opacity, the blur and everything. Okay, so with that, our subtitling is done. So this is how to go about editing your short form video and make it more engaging. So subsequently, I'll be dropping more videos and other styles in which you can employ to make your video more captivating. So once you are done with your editing, just head over to exporting your video, and that's that for that. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification button, and I will see you guys in the next video.